What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is a 2023 Toyota Corolla Hybrid LE model. Now, I actually had reviewed a 2022 Corolla Hybrid, but Toyota did make some significant improvements, allegedly, to the 2023 model, so I figured it was worth us taking a second look. So what we're going to do today is we're going to see what's new on the 2023 model Corolla Hybrid. We will measure out the cargo room, we'll look at the passenger room, and we will look at the features on this particular car, both the convenience features and the safety features. And as always, if some of that sounds interesting and some of it sounds boring, check the description below for timestamps. So we'll start with the improvements for the 2023 model Corolla Hybrids, and we'll start up front in the engine compartment because it should be noted that the 2023 Corolla Hybrid does have more power than last year's car. The 1.8-liter gasoline engine remained the same, but Toyota says they have installed a new compact, high-output, low-loss drive motor. So the electric motor for the hybrid powertrain is a little bit more powerful. The total output is up to 134 horsepower. That was 121 last year. And it's up to 156 torque. That's up from 146 last year. So we have a net gain of 13 horsepower and 10 torque, but we do lose some fuel economy. The 2021 model Corolla Hybrid was rated 53 miles per gallon in the city and 52 on the highway. For the 2023 model, the city rating actually remains the same, but it is down to 46 on the highway. So that's a loss of about 6 miles per gallon highway, I guess, due to the more powerful electric motor. So that's a little bit of a bummer. You do get less gas mileage on this car, and to be quite honest, it isn't really that much faster feeling than the 2022 model that I drove last year. And in my opinion, the compact, high output, low loss drive motor lacks some refinement that last year's car had as well. So overall, I am unimpressed with the improvements under the hood on the 2023 Corolla Hybrid. We'll stay up front because Toyota did update the front end of the hybrid Corolla a little bit. Last year's model did have LED running lights, but they were sort of segmented. They did look really nice. I like the look of the front end on this one. I think this year is a little bit of an improvement. It's one large LED lighting piece for the daytime running lights, and it does look very nice, very modern. And I like the way that the blinker kind of takes over the LED portion of it when you have your turn signal or your hazard lights on. So a refreshed look on the front end. It's a subtle change, but I do think it's an improvement up here. Another update that Toyota did for the 2023 Corolla Hybrid is they actually offer more flavors of it this year. Last year, the only hybrid Corolla that you could get was the LE, which is the car that I drove. This is a 2023 LE, so obviously that's still available for 23, but you can get it in an XSE trim, which is more luxurious, or you can get it in an SE trim, which is meant to be more sporty, and the SE trim does come standard with an all-wheel drive system, so that does give you some nice options and flexibility based on what your wants or needs are in a compact sedan that still gets excellent fuel economy. Now we're going to move inside of the Corolla LE and talk about a few of the differences that I noticed in here. So the gauge cluster is actually different for 2023. Somehow they made it look a little bit more classic and yet a little bit cheaper in this car. This is what the gauge cluster on the 2023 model Corolla Hybrid looks like. And now I will show you what the gauge cluster on the 2022 model Corolla Hybrid I drove last year looked like. Somehow I just like the look of the 22 model better. It was, I don't know, maybe a little bit more unique. Honestly, this kind of looks like a cheap Kia, and it shouldn't look like a cheap Kia because this is a cheap Toyota. There is a difference. However, it should be noted if you get the XLE model, you do get a digital gauge cluster as an option. I haven't driven one of those yet, so I don't know what that looks like, but if you would like to have nicer looking gauges, you can potentially move up to the XLE and that will take care of the problem. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto were standard last year, but this year they are now wireless. You have an updated infotainment system. The graphics on the screen are a little bit different. You have the wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but I have to say the wireless Apple CarPlay doesn't work all that well. My phone is hooked up to it. Sometimes it shows the maps, sometimes it doesn't. It's cut the music off a couple of times and then picked it back up. I don't really understand why it's doing that. I don't think it's an issue with my phone because I just got a new Acura Integra A-Spec technology package that has wireless Apple CarPlay, and it works perfectly in that car. So I don't know, maybe Toyota needs a software update on this. This is not like a fatal flaw. This is something that can be fixed later, but that is something that I've noticed. One weird little picadillo that I have on this car is when you increase the volume, it's just the tiniest little graphic and it doesn't show you any indication of the volume going up or down. This is a very minor complaint, but I drive a lot of cars, so I notice stuff like this. And the reason why it annoys me is because if you're on the highway doing highway speeds and you're trying to adjust your volume and you glance at the screen, it's not immediately obvious what you're doing with the volume controls. You have to like, oh, what's the number? Oh, it's not very big. Okay. I know, it's stupid, it's little, it's not a big deal. And again, it's something that could be fixed with a software update because it's just graphics on the screen. But Toyota, if you're watching, fix that, please. Now I'm gonna go get my handy dandy laser tape measure and measure out the cargo space. The length of the trunk from the rear of the trunk to the bottom of the back seat is 3 feet and 5 inches. The width of the trunk at its widest point at the rear of the trunk area is 4 feet and 5 inches. The width of the trunk at its narrower point in between the wheel wells, 3 feet and 5 inches. The height of the trunk area, 1 foot and 9 inches. And I seem to have maybe inadvertently found another difference on the 2020 Corolla. I don't think I can fold these seats down. On last year's model, I was able to fold them down, but I don't see any switches in here to do it. And I don't have any switches up here, so maybe they deleted the fold down seats from the Corolla LE because if I'm an idiot, I'm not seeing it. Let's see if they gave it a spare tire, because I don't think it had a spare last year. Nope, same thing as last year. You have the fix-a-flat kit. You could probably take that styrofoam piece out and put a spare if you really wanted to, but no spare tire. No fold-down seats, apparently. And if you need to lift something into the rear of your Corolla, you need to lift it 2 feet and 5 inches. Now we're going to measure out the passenger room, and for this test I like to use myself. I'm 6'5", so let's see if I can sit behind myself in a Corolla Hybrid. All right, so as we can see, I fit in the front seat. My knees aren't touching, my head's not touching. And if I get in the back seat, I pretty much fit. My knees are touching a little bit. I don't know, maybe I could lean the seat forward. No, I don't really have enough headroom. I don't know, I thought I fit in the one last year. I don't think they changed the body. Maybe I got fatter, or maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but I'll put a link to the old review and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But hey, look, they did put 2 USB charging points in the back seat, and the 2022 model didn't have that. So there you go. That's something else that's new for 2023. Now we're going to talk about the features on this vehicle, and we'll start with the convenience features. I happen to have the window sticker for this car right here. The total MSRP on this vehicle as equipped was $25,957. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that one other change Toyota made to the 2023 Corollas, they actually made them less expensive. That's incredible, because what else has gotten cheaper this year? Nothing. I think that the Corolla Hybrid LE that I tested last year was right around $28,000. It had the Softex leather trim interior, so the interior was slightly nicer than this one, but otherwise the features were pretty much the same, apples to apples, so the car's got about $1,500 less expensive this year. Kudos to Toyota for that. Great job. I don't know how or why you guys did that, but thank you on behalf of all consumers. So what we get for our $25,957 in this car, it is equipped with the LE convenience package. That gives you the push button start and also the keyless access on the front doors and the trunk. We have 16-inch alloy wheels, also the blind spot monitoring system and the rear cross traffic alert. So we have some additional safety and convenience features. The cost of that package is $1,180. I would highly recommend that if you were shopping for one of these cars. Unless you absolutely don't care about those features at all and your name is Dave Ramsey, I think $1,180 is a great value for push button start, keyless access, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert. It's a good deal. We have the all-weather floor liner package, great. The quick charge cable, I'm pretty sure this is just a USB-C cable for an iPhone. We have the door edge guards on the outside of the car. Those are $130. They charge $70 for the quick charge cable, by the way, so maybe don't go for that. One thing I don't really like is the frameless HomeLink mirror. It looks kind of nice, and you have the buttons for the HomeLink to program garage door openers or gate openers into it inside of the car, but it's not auto dimming, so you still have to hit the little switch. That's kind of cheesy. I don't like that. And then we have mud guards for $129. So those are the convenience features that were optional on this particular car. And as far as the other convenience features it has, it's pretty much what you would expect for a car at this price point in this class. Power windows, mirrors, locks, air conditioning, no heated seats in this one. It's fine. For the money, I think it is well equipped, especially considering the hybrid powertrain and the fuel economy that it is capable of. Now, as far as the safety features are concerned, this is another upgrade that Toyota did for the 2023 model Corolla Hybrids. They all now come standard with the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. So we have the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, full speed range dynamic radar cruise control. That's an improvement over last year. The one that I drove last year still had the physical parking brake, so it wouldn't bring itself to a complete stop. On the dynamic radar cruise control, it would only go down to like 20 and then shut itself off and tell you to take over. So that's a good improvement there. We have the lane departure warning with steering assist, lane tracing assist, automatic high beams, road sign assist, and proactive driving assist. The proactive driving assist uses the car's camera to kind of watch the road ahead, and it can actually sort of slow the car down a little bit if it thinks you're getting too close to the car in front of you, or if there's a curve coming up. Very Toyota feature to put in a car just to make sure that you're clogging up traffic as much as possible in the fast lane. Thank you so much for watching my review of this 2023 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. I really give Toyota props for making this car, for lowering the price point slightly on this model year and improving the power. In theory, that's good. But to be quite honest, overall I was more impressed with last year's model. The fuel economy was a little bit better. This one doesn't really feel very much faster, and I just kind of like that car better somehow. But if you have the opportunity to buy one of these, it's still a fantastic car. I have nothing against it. I just think I like last year's model a little bit better. That's my opinion. Go ahead and kill me for it in the comments, because anytime you say anything negative about a Toyota on YouTube, they always do. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to my channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.